Hey guys, it's been a while since I did an update on something that wasn't a commission, so today I wanted to show this thing off. I mean, it's still a work in progress, but it's the beginning of the Raphael head for the 6-scale movie Ninja Turtle I'm working on. I decided to go with the sculpted bandana, and I'm going to do actual cloth for the end piece. Just to give it a fluid feeling back there, but more of a controlled feeling up around the eyes. It just seems like it's going to work best. I'm still tweaking the sculpt, getting it to look quite, the right way. I had to mess with his lip a bit. I'm still not entirely happy with the nose, lip area, and just the way it blends into the rest of the head. As of now, this is on a ball joint. This is actually the Freddy Krueger Mezco I used as the base head. I don't know if anybody remembers those things, but I had an extra head laying around. I used it as my template. But yeah, I got a lot of work done on it today. I just kind of started sculpting this morning, and it's turned from a ball of clay into something vaguely resembling a Ninja Turtle. And it's really washed out on here right now. There's a lot of little detail. I'm going to do detailing work. I haven't done any detail work on it whatsoever. I'm still trying to get the vague shape exactly how I want it. But if you remember, I showed off in a video a while ago, you have the chest piece. It looks a little oversized, but you gotta imagine this piece is gonna be curved, and it's fragile right now. But when it's curved around, it's not gonna look quite so oversized. I think it might be a little big anyway. But the chest piece, and of course I have the shell that I can't really get to right now. I need to work on those and fix them. Really better to scale it to the head, honestly, instead of vice versa. So, and this should be a decent sized head. I mean, you bring in. That's a sideshow head. So, I mean, it's fairly correct size. It may need to be a little taller to be really scale accurate, but I'm building the whole body myself, so I can kind of fudge some things a little bit. I mean, they're turtles. They should be a little shorter than an average character, I think. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with this project. And what I wanted to mention on here, basically, is, as I said, I'm doing this completely from scratch. The head sculpt is easy enough, but I'm going to make the body for him, basically my own armature. I'm going to use those shell pieces and build basically around something. That's my hope, at least. I may end up having to use a normal body underneath it, but my real goal with it is to actually make at least some of my own parts, some of my own armatures and things to work with the character. And of course, that's going to take some additional funds to build up that kind of stuff, especially if I want to make these on more of a mass scale, which I'd like to be able to make, maybe not a mass scale, but I'd like to be able to make more of them, and at least do the 4, even just for myself, just make the 4 turtles. And the bodies are fairly similar, so just make the 4 different heads. But, I'm going to have to get more stuff for that. I'm thinking about looking into different means of painting, maybe doing some airbrush or some paint pens to do small details or something like that. So it's more stuff that I have to get. And because of that, I'm thinking about doing kind of a special commission deal. Basically, what I'm thinking about doing is, normally, I have a certain price that I do 6-scale commissions for, and I have, normally when I'm doing it for people, I have what I do, and then, what I have to pay for the parts, and then, whatever I use to kind of replenish some of my stock and whatever. But with the stuff I use for those right now, my stock of stuff is fairly high at the moment, so my thought process was that maybe I would do may I take a few 6-scale commissions. They have to be 6-scale figures, so that they actually involve, real cloth clothing and all that stuff. Specifically ones that aren't as sculpt heavy, like, the Victor Crowley or something like that, where it's a lot of sculpt work on the body, a lot of exposed flesh that needs to be sculpted. Something like a Jason Part 7, I think, would also qualify in that kind of range, or an Uber Jason, but not stuff like that. Stuff that's more, clothed body and then a sculpt in the head and the arms and the hands or something like that. Pretty much a normal one. But I'm willing to do them a little less than I normally would. So if you have a project you're interested in, hit me up about it, and we can work out some kind of deal, and you can get it at a little less than you might normally pay. And I mean, if you have another project that is more sculpt heavy, I mean, you can always talk to me about it. I'm always accepting commissions right now, but that's kind of what I'd like to try to do, is to give you guys an incentive to commission some work, and then give myself a means to get some of the things I need for this project a little easier. Basically use my own work to fund other work, which is why I started doing commissions anyway, was to fund my other hobbies and stuff. So, and what I normally do, anybody who's done a commission with me before, I normally take half up front and half when it's finished. And doing them a little on the cheaper side, I may have to modify it so it's a little more of the percentage of the figure up front, just for the fact that I need to be able to get all the parts for a 6-scale figure. I have to get the body and the clothing and all that kind of stuff, and get that in. And that's one thing I always make sure of with commissions, is that I have the stuff I have to order taken care of before I start doing any work. That way, if the person backs out halfway through it or something like that, then I'm not left holding the bill on it, and it's just something I have to do financially with them. And I mean, it's a safety net for myself. But we may have to, as I said, renegotiate that a little bit so that we get the parts I need to order covered in the first payment, and then it will probably be a little lesser of a second payment when the thing is finished for the actual supplies that I have on hand, the sculpting and the painting and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just send me a private message here on YouTube or through the Facebook, and we can talk about what you want to get done. And hopefully I'll have some more turtle updates for you guys coming soon, because I'm really enjoying working on this right now. Talk to you later.